Next stop is the 18.1 Trestle, which is the worst one that I've ever seen, and we'll see what it's like 4 months after I last saw it. Hopefully it's still there. Big question will be, is the refuge bay still up? So we'll see if it still lives and if the refuge bay still lives, but I'm not going anywhere near that refuge bay. Well, last time I was here was in June. It was a lovely day. I did a really long walk that day. Today, not so long. Good. The refuge bay still is up, but very precarious. Let's see what the rest of the structure is like. I was just looking a few minutes ago before I got right to the edge here, and there's a nice mist rising. But now that I get here, the mist has stopped. Oh well, maybe it'll come back. Lots of maple leaves. So I think what I'll do is do my careful walk across the structure first, and then I'll set up for some still photos with the lovely autumn colors. But here's kind of what I got. Some old ties that are a bit loose. I don't really trust them. I should find the stringer, and that's where I'm going. Keep my stringers underneath me. Those are the long beams that are parallel to the rails that support the ties. Then if I'm on a bad tie, it's okay, because I got the stringer underneath me. Interesting colors. Again, I documented this to a very detailed degree back in June, so now I can just enjoy it with the fall colors and see if there's any change. That right there is what I was curious about. Still exists. 18.1 is the marker. I'm amazed that that still exists and hasn't fallen off yet. I expect that perhaps after this winter, if there's snow that rests on this refuge bay, that it's done and it'll fall down like the other one on the other side. But I'm not going on that. Yeah, interesting structure. Just not great. Not as long as I remember it to be. I think it's because I just spent so much time scouring all the details of it in June. It seems like a bigger structure. It's not. It's pretty short, nondescript, straight trestle. It's just the fact that it's in such disrepair that makes it interesting. There I am, off the edge, and now looking for some lovely fall photographs to make here. Here I am between 18.1 and 17.5 going west, and here's just a little bit of rock slide, small. Actually, I think it's probably where there's like a culvert that overflows and dumps a bunch of sediment. So it just gets to the height of the top of the rails. It comes from down here, but a bunch of sediment like this. Not a big deal. Very short, only to the height of the rails for a few feet. That's it. I love being part of the traffic inspection team. Not really, unofficially. But it's good to know that the stuff I do for fun, which is seeing some of these old structures and enjoying the fall colors for photography, it's good to know that that kind of stuff also can help the people that work with this railway, help them know the condition of it, especially because it's been so cut off here because of things like all the trees that came down and rock slides, and other issues. And going westward, it's the Flanders Up sign. So coming to the 18.1 Trestle. We'll see if it's fallen down during the couple hours since I was last here coming in. I laugh, but it's not really funny. If this one were to fail, that would be a really bad blow to the Port Alberni Subdivision line and its hopes. But I think this 18.1 is the poster child of what can happen when you're not allowed to maintain it, to pull the growth back from it and let it breathe. But here we come in lovely fall colors. The lighting is different from when I was here a couple hours ago. Okay, so 18.1 crossing from east to west. Yeah, the timbers are interesting. Poor timbers. Just have to be really careful. Similar to Cameron Lake. It's like, no, not that one. Just work your way across. You know, probably not that one. If I were to take it. No. Just working my way. I have no interest in going out there, but I have a big interest in wondering if that will survive the winter. Yeah. I'm certainly not going to help it fall down, so I'm not going near it. So here's an example. If this tree were cut back, it would help things breathe and keep foliage off, just to let things dry out so it's not sheltered. If there was a refuge bay up here on the right hand side, and the evidence is down below. It's fallen and fallen apart. We will see if we can get a look. I think it was there. You betcha. And the bones of it are down there. Interesting. The creek is not flowing all that much, but it's a smaller creek than nearby at 17.5. So here I am where the refuge bay used to be. Yeah, that's just not very good right there, and perhaps a tree came down and knocked things off. I'm not sure, but I'm not going near there. It is a rather short trestle. Again, if it wasn't for the disrepair, it would just be a pretty forgetful structure. But it kind of represents the worst of what happens when you cut corners years ago with the timber, and then you're not allowed to maintain it. Going into the sun now, heading westward in the early afternoon, leaving the 18.1 Trestle. Once again wondering what it will be like the next time that I am here to see it. Yeah, time will tell. Hopefully I'll come back in the spring.